Wednesday, May 27th, 2013. My name is Colin. I was flocked in September 2011, and this is my journey, or descent, and descent, or just descent and end. I reached a very bittersweet and sad conclusion to my tooth saga. I now know the full story, just like everything in my life, too late. I was one decision away from being, it's amazing, you can be one decision away from being so much happier, so much more confident in your future. Just one decision, one outcome away. That's the way it is when you're floxed. One mistake and it just ruins you, because we're so sensitive and things are so irreversible. I'll tell you what happened, okay? And why I really don't want to go on anymore. It might seem silly to you, but it's not. I got my tooth filled in November of 2012, October or November. Tooth number 30, your first molar, the oldest tooth in your mouth. Now you might be saying, so? Well, I think it has a lot of significance. It's your stomach. Those are your stomach teeth. Those are pretty much your most important teeth in my mind. Anyways, I had been chewing on it and I noticed there's a big hole in it. Very sharpish hole, so I figured it's probably going to be a cavity soon. I should go to the dentist. It would ache at night, but so would all my other teeth. I think that was kind of a detox thing. So I went to get that replaced, or looked at, and sure enough I needed a filling, and all I knew was that mercury was bad, amalgams were bad, so I just said, okay, give me a composite. I figured all composites were okay. Well, not when you're fluxed, not when you're sensitive. I didn't know that back then. So I got the filling, everything seemed cool, the numbing wore off, I was able to eat, and the months went by, my depression continued. I didn't realize that this tooth was actually contributing to my issues. In particular, a twitch in my eye, everywhere around my eye, and in my right elbow. I now realize it was from this tooth, from the composite, which a composite will slowly leak in your mouth. They last from 2 to 10 years. But they leak very minutely, on a trace level. But for a floxy, for a sensitive floxy, that's bad news. That was causing just this irritation and this twitching, and who knows else what it was doing to my body. It could be leaking into the tooth and then into the nerve canal. You'd be amazed. Things in your mouth, your tongue and your cheek just absorb things like nothing else. So if there's something in your tooth, a composite in your tooth, you'll always be just slowly absorbing that composite. Especially when you're touching it with your tongue, or you're salivating, you're eating, you're generating those juices, the acidity, the mixing, it elicits the reaction in the composite to just slowly leak. And this is what gives you the twitches and who knows what other bad effects. And I finally caught on to that. In January of this year. And I said, I even made a post. I said, when I put my tongue on my filling, I get a twitch in my eye. And I just looked up the filling and I looked up all the crap in it. And I said, I want to get this Diamond Light stuff. It's the most non-toxic composite there is. So I correctly, all this time I've been thinking I was just crazy, but I correctly went and got it replaced. The Diamond Light composite. Now granted, they put the dam on too tight, which made my gums sore, which meant I could barely open my mouth, but the composite was good for about a week, maybe a little less, chewing on it, eating meat. Then one day I was eating bison meat, which is very tough, and salt, and I crushed down on the filling, and this is what I now know, and impacted the filling and impacted below the filling into the tooth and created a damage decay, whatever, little damage decay in the tooth. Very, very small, very minuscule. Okay. I freaked out and I thought that the dentist had screwed me over when I looked at the x-ray and saw how deep the filling was. You know, it was a deep filling, but it wasn't into the nerve like I thought. You know, I played Mr. Dentist and I freaked out and I didn't want to go back to the dentist and have her look at it and possibly redo the filling. I was thinking I needed a root canal. I went to the root canal guy and he said, I don't think you need a root canal. Referred me to another dentist, and in the meantime I had seen another dentist and he had said, this is crazy. I went to my original dentist before that. He said, I think you need a root canal. And I said, oh, I did all this research. I said, oh, just want to get it extracted. So and I went to get it extracted, and at the last second, I changed my mind. I'm like, no, I don't want to get it extracted. At the last second, in the office, in the bathroom. And I was beating myself up about that. Then I decided, okay, I do want to get a root canal, but I want to get a particular root canal. Go to the root canal guy. He says, you don't need a root canal. I found this pinpoint depression on your filling. You need to see this guy. You know, I see a different guy. He says, I don't see anything wrong with the filling, but I'll refill it, you know, if you want to. You know, he didn't like the composite that was in there. That got me thinking that the composite was bad. You know, it just was inferior quality because it was non-toxic. So I needed to just go ahead and get the regular one in there. I'd forgotten about my original twitch correlation. I thought I didn't give that any credit. So anyways, I go to the dentist today that the root canal guy recommended. Great dentist, and he puts in his composite. He refills it. He says, you need to refill it. You could see the crack in the middle of the filling now. It's even worse. He refills it. He does a good job. And what am I getting now? What am I getting now? The same thing as before. That I had never had when the Diamond Light, the non-toxic filling, was in there. Granted, it cracked, but I could put my tongue on it. I could chew. I could, you know, soft stuff. I could chew. No twitches in the eyeball. Now, as soon as I get this composite back in here, the toxic kind, my eye's twitching. You know, every time I eat, every time I think about eating, every time I chew, every time I put my tongue on it, almost every time, my eye twitches. All I had to do was get a goddamn gold filling. Gold. It's natural. All the stuff I say, oh, synthetic sucks, synthetic sucks. Yeah, I put the synthetic back in my mouth, and now I get to, what am I going to do? I have to bear with this twitch or get this out, which is probably going to lead to a root canal or something. You know, that's where I'm at now. And for the life of me, I wish I had the balls to just end this self-sabotage. You know, just being so close and then getting nipped is worse.